It's an incredible joy to realize that people can overcome the obstacles. And the important part is every one of those fuels me because it makes me work harder.
Miami-Dade Public Defender Carlos Martinez has spent almost 30 years helping people overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. His #1 objective is to help juvenile offenders overcome their circumstances to lead full and productive lives.
He goes above and beyond just providing good legal representation. He understands that it's going to take a lot more than that to really address some of the systemic issues and the root causes of juvenile delinquency.
Martinez and his family came to Miami from Cuba in 1969. He grew up in Little Havana, where both his parents held modest jobs at the church at San Juan Bosco. And it was through his own childhood experiences that he came to understand the struggle so typical of the underserved.
When I see kids a lot of times making the same type of mistakes that I did, it just boggles my mind that we think that there are many adults. To me, it's become my life's work to make sure that we're focusing on giving children the opportunity to grow up.
To that end, he consistently uses his department's best resources to ensure that juvenile offenders are treated like kids and not like hardened adult criminals.
He totally professionalized the juvenile division. He made sure that it had very experienced attorneys, 20 years, 30 years of experience as adult felony attorneys that trained at the best training facilities.
Martinez understands that legal representation is only part of the solution. So he's out in the community, working alongside crime prevention organizations to connect children and families with resources to interrupt the cradle-to-prison pipeline.
He rolls up his sleeves, he goes out there, knocks on doors, meets people, connects them to services, and has been doing that for a long time.
An outside-the-box thinker, he's always envisioning new ways to improve outcomes for juvenile offenders. One of his creative solutions is literally a work of art.
Carlos got an art grant, got the artist, went into the adult jail where the children who had been direct filed, and the artist worked with these children to produce this incredible art piece. And all of a sudden, they were kids. And if we looked at those kids that way, we would legislate differently.
And changing laws that impact kids has certainly been a priority. Martinez helped increase the confidentiality of juvenile records while also reducing the period for arrest records to be expunged. He worked to prohibit shackles in juvenile court and mandatory life sentences for juveniles in adult court. He also was instrumental in eliminating arrests for minor offenses in school.
Carlos was the guy that really helped shape legislation to make sure that kids were treated in a fair way.
He also dedicates his free time to mentoring youth through various organizations like Big Brothers Big Sisters, where he's had a major impact in the life of his little brother, Hugo.
He was my big brother, but he was more like a second dad to me.
Martinez's body of work is changing the lives of young people like Damien Duncan, who was incarcerated at age 15 and was direct filed after his second offense. Through an aggressive plea deal, Damien was released and is now rehabilitated, employed, and a budding musician.
All the defenders, they are good. Big thanks, to Carlos, Ms. Martinez for, running that, because it is making difference towards everybody.
Carlos is one of those driven by that love of humanity and love for people, love for justice.